Hello. So today we're going to talk about a concept called ACL. ACL means access control list. So Linux has a concept called ACL, and with that you can sort of fine grain the permission of a file. So you can specify the what kind of permission you're going to give to a file or a directory in a much more fine grained or granular fashion. So we all know that okay, files, we can give permissions to files, we can give user, group, or other permissions. For example, okay, right now we are at the root directory here. Okay, so let's make a test directory for our for doing all the tests. So let's mkdir test. So we will do a lot of tests here. So let's get into the test directory. So here let's make a file, let's call it a file. So touch file. Okay, so put something in the file. So echo hello to the file. Okay, so file cat file. So right now we have a file, and the content of the file says hello. Okay, so so this file, it has three permissions by default given to it. So it has read write permission for the owner. Who is the owner? Root is the owner because currently we're using the root account. And then only read permission is given for the group of the owner, which is root, and other permission is given to the file called read. So any other user apart from root will be able to read the file. Okay, so on the right side of the screen we have another session logged into the server, and the name of the user is student. So use student. Let's know a bit more about the user. So the student, it belongs to two groups called student, and another group is class. So student does not belong to the root group. Obviously you cannot really okay, so student should be able, so this guy, this student user should be able to read the file. So can it, let's just cat slash test slash file. Yes, so this user, student user, can read the file. So we have a fascinating command called watch. So with the watch command we can keep on running the same command over and over again. So for the sake of our ease of test, we will use the watch command, watch cat slash test file hello. So what it will do is that it will fire each 2 seconds the same command, which is cat slash, it is slash test slash file. So it will read the file in every 2 seconds. So right now if we just remove the other permission from the file, let's remove the permission. So chmod, let's give it a chmod other, let's remove the read permission from the file. So at the right side, permission denied. So we cannot so the student user cannot see the file because we just remove the read permission from the file. So there's no read permission. But what about we want to give student the read permission, but we don't want to give the read permission to any other user? So only specifically the student user should be able to read the file, but no other user should be able to do anything with the file or read the file. Okay, so how do we fine grain the permission of the file? So the only way to do it is to use the ACL, the concept of ACL. So we can specifically give the student user to read the file permission. Okay, so let's try to do that. So let's first check. So we need to know about two commands only: getfacl, getfacl, and setfacl. Okay, so getfacl and setfacl. So we really need to know about these two commands. So first let's check what are the permissions available. So get facl file. So this command is used to read the ACL permission of a file. So right now the file name is file, owner is root, group is root, user has this permission. So read write, groups can do read, the user within the same group can read, others they cannot do anything. So as the student user belong to the other group, so it cannot do anything. So let's specifically give student the permission to read. So for that we have to use setfacl. Now how do you remember the commands? So it's pretty easy. You can just go through the man page. Okay, but right now to set the ACL commands, all we have to do is to use the -m flag. So setfacl -m. What are we trying to give? So we are trying to give student user. So user, name of the user, student, and what permission we're going to give? Read. So read R. Okay, file. That's it. And on the right side, as you can see, we can read the file again. Hello. So we are reading the file. Why? Now let's check the permission of the file again. So if we type in the getfacl command again, then it shows that okay, so student user can read the file. There are other permissions that you can see. So you'll see that there is also an option called mask. So what mask do, we'll get to it in a minute. Okay, so if right now let's just get the permission, check the permissions through ls command. So lsl, read the permission of the file. So you'll see a plus sign. So what does the plus mean? Plus means that ACL is implemented in that file or directory. So there will be plus sign if it just shows that ACL is applied to that file or directory. Okay, so how to remove the permission again? So if we remove, then this hello will go away. So let's remove the permission. So setfacl, to remove the permission, just type x user student. Okay, so we are going to remove all the ACLs related to the user student. Just do that, and again permission here. So student lost, the user student lost its access to the file. Okay, so let's check the permissions again. So there is no permission for student. So we can also give groups the permission. So as we saw that the student user, it also id student. So this student user also belongs to the class group. So let's try to give the group read permission. Okay, so set facl -m, for group type G, group name is class, read permission file, and again student can read the file. Why? Because the student belongs to the group class, and we have just given the read access to all the group members of class group to that file. Okay, So this is how basically ACL works. So the options for ACL are, what we can do is we can type U for user. We can either give G for group. We can also put M, O, other for other, O for other, and M for mask. We can provide these 4 options. Okay, so what does mask mean? Mask actually mean that so what does mask mean? So mask actually so let's check the permission of the file again. Getfacl file. So there is an option called mask. So what does mask mean? It means that it will use to subtract the all the options given to that file, meaning that if only right now the R is only given, so if so it does an AND operation. So what it does is it mask does the AND operation between permission options. So this is what the mask do. So as we all know, binary in in binary AND operation, so if 0 and 0 equals 0, and at the same time 1 and 1, it equals 1. Okay, so this is how AND operations work. If both of the bits are same, then the bits are true, the output is true. Okay, so if let's say the permission is already given R and the mask is also R, and the mask is also R, if the permission given is R and also let's say the mask is also R already, then the output would be R as well. At the same time, let's say the permission given is, let's say, right permission, but the mask is not R, not W. Okay, so the W is not in the mask. Let's say it's 0, then the output will be 0. Okay, or it will something like be that way, meaning the masks need to have the same permissions that the group or the user or the other. If both of the permissions, if they match, then it will be applied, otherwise it won't. Let's, for example, right now the student user, it can see, the student user can see the file content, it can read. Why? Well, because the group permission is given. The group class, all the members of the group class can read the file. Okay, so that is why the student can read the file content, and the file content is hello. Now let's use the mask in such a way so that we can take away the permission to read the file from the user. So how? Well, setfacl -n to modify. So for mask, type M, and so mask does not need anything to write between two colons, so we just write 2 colon, and the mask is, let's say, like that. Okay, fine. So now you can see that the permission is gone. Why? Well, right now the mask is given this, meaning no matter what kind of permission we give, it won't really have any effect because the mask is null. The mask is given, that there is no permission. So the effective permission is actually, so as you can see, new options arrived, which is effective. So what does this flag mean? It means even though the group permission is given to read, even though the class permission is given to R, just because mask is triple minus, meaning mask is 0, so the total effective permission is actually 0, meaning even though the group permission of class, the class group is given the read permission, the true effective permission is actually no permission. Okay, so let's change the mask to let's change the mask to W. So what's the effective permission right now? So as the mask is W, the group should be able to read the file, but it cannot because the effective permission is still triple minus. Why? Well, because if we do an AND operation between R and W, so what does AND operation between these two mean? So this and R minus minus and minus W minus equals this and this. Why? Because R and minus equals minus, minus and W does not match, and this one and the last one and the last one, this they really don't mean anything. So for that there is a minus at the end. So this one applies to this one, so the effective permission is triple minus. So this is how. So let's give the right permission to the group. So setfacl minus n group class, give the right permission to file. Okay, so let's set the permission right now. So what did we do? Okay, so we have given the right group only right permission. So let's try to give it read write as well. So read write, and let's make the mask do this. So as you can see, the effective permission is triple minus. Let's set the permission to read only. So again, user can read because the effective permission is actually R. Why? Because R and R equals R, W and minus equals minus, minus and minus equals minus. So the AND is applied here. So this is what mask do, and we have another concept for other. So what to do about other users? You set the setfacl, then minus m. How to remove? Okay, so how to remove? So to remove the permission, just type X. So setfacl minus X. So G plus. Okay, so the permission is removed. Permission denied. Okay, so there is also another concept called default permission. What's that? It is only applied to the directory of the directories of the directories. So default permissions do not apply to the files. It only applies to the directories. How? Pretty simple. So let's make a directory mkdir dir whoops dir. So we're going to test it with the this directory. So let's give SL permission to the directory. So what is the default permission? So default permission means that if we assign some default permission to a directory, then all the subdirectories and the files inside that directory will get the permission given to it. Okay, so let's give it a permission. For example, let's so set facl -m d. For default permission you have to put d before it. User student read dir. Okay, so getfacl dir. So default permission is given to that directory, and the default permission is that student user should be able to read every file inside that directory. So let's try to make a file inside the directory. So right now we are inside that directory, newly created directory. Let's make a file touch file2 ls. So the file2, so get file2, oh, get facl file2. Okay, so we just made the file, but as you can see the file is already inherited the permission given to that directory, the default permission, and the user student can read the file. So this permission the file got from its directory. So default user, so the default permission we have given to that directory. This is how basically ACL work. So thank you for watching the video. Please do like and please subscribe the channel, because this is how I get motivated to make more videos like this, more tutorial videos. And also please let me know how I can explain things better. So yeah, thank you for watching.